of years? Has it been a couple of years since you've been there?
Yeah. It's gonna be 3 years in June. I went over there and I visited some family members who I have not seen in a while, aunt and uncle and my grandpa. There were some family members I did not wish to see, and they respected that, and it was just like, oh, no, you stay right here. We ended up visiting for like 2 or 3 hours, I feel like, I swear to God, because it just ended up getting more and more,
Yeah, you can take your mask off, go ahead. Take your mask off.
It ended up being more and more like emotional the more I was talking, especially to my aunt. But then my uncle was just like, stay right here, Tisa, I have a surprise for you. He's just like, go outside, Grandpa's right there. I'm like, no way.
I bet they were happy to see you.
Yeah, like, hi, Mama. I'm like, Grandpa, you're my best friend in the entire world. I'm like, oh, thank you. And like, you drive safe and I love you.
What is it like for you to go back after a couple of years?
My gosh. I was gonna start crying once I got into your office. It's crazy.
There's some tissues over there for you. Yourself too. I know that was probably really difficult for you.
Well, like, it was information that, like, my aunt told me that I didn't know that, like, she knew. Where, like, I didn't know that family members would, like, they would just, party, get drunk, and then put on blast how, they broke my arm. And she said, I tried getting you out of there like 3 times in your childhood. And like, just like, I knew that, like, I didn't know that people gave a damn until I moved. And like, people always would stick up for me, but there wasn't much they could do because Grandpa was like, no, I want Thesey here, I want Thesey here, I want. Hi, Grandpa. How's it going?
Good.
Going good. You and Grandma, when I was taking care of you,
Yeah.
that was probably the best time in my life.
Yeah.
No one else can say that I took care of my grandparents poorly because we both know that I was there.
Yeah. Yes, it's true.
I'm very sorry that I couldn't stick around.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
Really?
Yeah, really.
And I'm sorry you miss Grandma so much.
I do. Every day I miss Grandma. And I cry for her most 2-3 times a week.
Yeah. Like, my aunts and uncles and cousins were like, we didn't like going over there because it was like, Disa do this, Disa do that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, it was sickening to them. And, just like family members like knew that I got it the worst as a kid, with a black guy and broken arm. Like they just knew.
So the last time I saw you was right after Grandma had passed away, and you didn't know how you were going to go on. You didn't know how your life could even continue or how you would be able to survive, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So getting out of there really helped.
Yeah, it was terrifying. Oh my gosh.
Yes, you were very scared.
It was like the day I moved. I remember I laid there in bed. It was on, so it was hot. So I laid there in my bed. It was hot as hell, and I was just being like, holy shit. Like, is this really happening? Am I really leaving? And I took nothing but a backpack, basically. And I just got out of there.
It was so brave of you to leave all of that abuse behind and all of that dysfunction and all of that pain that you experienced as a child, just being abused and not protected and not taken care of as a child, and just being surrounded by people that really didn't seemingly care.
They didn't, and what really got me to just leave, it was like the day after my grandma passed away. I actually was beat up. That's why I have scars on my parents' house. Even though everyone was there visiting, you know, trying to be there for my grandpa. But I went over there anyways, just because I just wanted to see everybody, and I was just tired of being told what to do. I think she didn't want me to go because she knew someone would see how swollen, you know, my face was. And sure enough, it was my uncle and my cousin. They were like, "What the fuck happened to your face?" No, come here. What happened to your face? And I just cried my eyes out. You know, they wanted to kill her.
Somebody finally stood up for you. Somebody finally saw you and said, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah. But it was like a week or two later, I talked to the cops. And I told Nate here that, like, I told 2 people in Elmore. I could have just been like, yes. Because I had bruises on my arm too. I could have been like, yes, they're abusing me, take me out of here. But, like, so after someone's like, "What the fuck happened to your face?" And, you know, I stayed. I stayed.
You did.
Yeah, I wanted to leave on my terms. And it was like 1 or 2 weeks later, I found out which family member, called the cops on me and reported me. But like I lied because I wanted for it to be my terms, and I fessed up to that cop earlier, like, "Hey, you know, like, I lied." Oh my God, I miss you. Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
I wanted to say hello because I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah. How's it going? Hi.
Good. I completely lied when the last time I was here.
Okay.
Was it you that like questioned me? Because someone made a phone call about me being beat up and stuff, but I denied it. I completely lied because I was fucking scared. And I wanted to leave on my terms, and I did. I had to leave with nothing but a backpack because you know that basically how it was just basically you're here for life, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even though I took care of my grandparents for 3 years, the day after my grandma passed, I was treated very horribly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I understand where family members are coming from, where they wanted me to just be like, "Yes, I've been beat up. Here's the proof." I literally could have just been like, "Yes," but I was like, no, everything's fine," because I knew if I don't want the drama where like you had to have like a couple officers just to like get my mom to heal, and calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm doing a documentary for YouTube, and I'm driving on Elmer Blues talking about my life because now I got a van, like a car, a license, 2 jobs, and I got an apartment.
Oh, good.
And over here, I had nothing going on.
Yeah.
And I was known as a girl that would just bring food over to my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Are you comfortable being on camera?
I really don't want to be on camera, no.
Okay, well, it was very lovely seeing you, though.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I appreciate it. Glad you stopped in, but
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
don't want to be in any cameras, so.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to pay for it.
All right.
Oh, thank you very much. Nice seeing you.
Who's your gentleman friend here?
His friends. Oh gosh, I mean, like a lot about me. Yeah, he's my cameraman for YouTube. He's Nate.
Hi, Nate.
I wear my mask out of respect to him.
All right. All right. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pleased to meet you, Nate.
I'm very happy you're still an officer.
Yeah.
But like, it's probably annoying over here because I'm annoyed being here. Because I'm just like, ew. I literally the whole time was saying ew. And he's like 47 minutes. I'm like, stop. He's like 27 minutes. And I'm like, ew, stop. And like, it's so crazy because I live 2 hours away now.
Okay.
I lied. All this time I was getting beaten a lot. And I wanted to leave on my terms, and I did, because if I didn't leave on my terms, like I told you at the beginning of April, I mean, I had to get the fuck out of there on my terms. you know, because someone would have held me back. They would have been more abusive.
It was
Yeah.
time.
It was time, but like I had to get out of there because all people wanted to do was fight me, and people didn't like my family members, so they wanted to fight me. No condolences from my grandma, just getting beaten up, and I was like, I'm done. If I do not get out of here by the end of August, like I said, I'm going to kill myself. So I just nothing but a backpack, and I left.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did. And so, how are you doing since you moved? How
I
did you adjust when you finally moved and you finally got up that courage to leave? Because I know that was really hard for you. You were really scared. You were really afraid to leave there
I was
because that was
scared.
your safety and security. Even though it was abusive, it was still your safe. That's all you knew. That was what you knew when you didn't. You had a fear of the unknown to leave there.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Because when I first moved in with my aunt and uncle, I like remember just having just like my room with a single bed, and all I had, you know, was a box of clothes. Because that's literally all I have in my backpack. It's like I remember just feeling like this a lot, just so scary, just like a chihuahua, you know, like just scared. You know, it's been in the rain all this time. Just so fucking scared, and it was like too quiet for me, and I had this anxiety, and like some of my family members are like the sweetest people ever, because I was so used to arguing that I didn't know that peace and quiet was normal. For 20 years I didn't know that peace and quiet was normal. It took like 2 years for me to like have like my depression and my anxiety go down, to not be terrified of everything, not be terrified of every little thing, and just adjust to like socializing way more. But I definitely feel like I didn't have the mentality of an adult until like a few months ago, like I said.
Wow.
You know, because it's really fucking hard, like when you're socially inept for 20 years to like cook and to drive. I mean, I learned to it took about a year for me to get the hang of driving. That's why, you know, it took 4 times, because I never had someone to be patient, like slow down.
Right. Did you get your license?
Yeah,
Oh, good for you. Good.
License, car,
Fantastic. Oh my gosh, really?
manufacturing job, Subway, and I have my own apartment now.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Wow, I knew you could do it.
Thank you very much. But it was
It took a lot of time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought it was going to take 4 years instead of like 2.5. But I was just like, let's motherfucking go. Let me just, you know, keep trying hard. But this year what I'm doing with like YouTube has been like my dream of mine. You know, especially when I was at Grandpa and Grandma's, I was just like, gosh, you know, like to inspire people and make people smile, and to be real and honest and make people laugh.
I'm so proud of you. So what would you tell your 18-year-old self if you, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? Because you were in an abusive situation for basically 18 years, and now you're feeling stronger and you're feeling better about yourself, and you're seeing that you can do the things that you want to do.
It gets better, I promise.
Okay.
I really promise it gets better, and it did. I'm trying to like just stay humble and modest, you know. Feel like kind of like I can't believe I did it, but like, do I deserve it, kind of thing. Just because like for so long, you know, it's like I wasn't trained to think for myself, you know, and so it's like I definitely don't deserve that. I definitely don't deserve that. But now I have everything, and like it makes me more humble. But my brain still wants to switch to like the little kid in me.
You do deserve it. You do deserve it. All of it. Because you've worked really hard for this moment.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be times along the way where you'll have some little bumps, but you'll be able to get through it. You'll be able to cope.
Oh yeah. I just a few days ago I had a minor bump, but it turned out to be like a better job opportunity where it'd be like $3 more. You know, which is a huge jump, you know. And it's
Can you pause for 1 second?
what are you talking about?
You were saying, what were you just saying? You were talking about getting a raise.
Yeah, just like it's my brain always wanted to, like, for the longest time always switch to like think of the worst of the worst of the worst. But like I wrote down in like my papers and stuff, it's like weird, and I don't want to brag that like with my depression and anxiety it's like so low, because I have more spur to like my anxiety than my depression, because I definitely like I'm a woman, so I definitely have like my depressed days, but like my anxiety, it's just like they're out of like the blue. So it just like my brain wants to switch like in the child in me with like, oh man, like of course, you know, this job, you know, would come to an end, but like
I don't deserve to be here, or I'm not
yeah.
worthy of being here. It's that imposter syndrome. Like everybody's going to know everything about me by looking at me.
Basically, but now like my brain doesn't want to switch, and to the point where like, oh, a better job opportunity, you know, came up, and so that felt like it was hardly a bump in the road. Now it's like, thank you God, thank you Creator for everything that I have.
You're getting more confidence.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So where are you working?
Now, right now I'm doing housekeeping and Subway, way over there. But, and I'm also doing manufacturing, but I'm going from one company to another that's offering me $3 more.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
You're going to have a lot of opportunities in your life.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't realize that like this world has so many opportunities. I didn't realize how socially inept I was with like how many opportunities there was until I was snatched out of that situation.
So tell me about what it was like for you to live in the small town that you lived in. Now that you've seen more, and how did that affect you?
I realized, I discussed this, I feel like, with my aunts. I don't really think I discussed it, you know, with my family members over here. But I really was socially inept. Like, it was, like, to the point where it's, like, heartbreaking, where I could see just, like, how controlled I was, how I dressed, and I never left the house for 20 years. I'm telling you. And, like, I was that controlled where, like, I could see how people mistaked me or just assumed I was slow, instead of, like, this girl, you know, was so controlled and so abused that, like, when I was taken out of a small town to, like, a bigger town with friendlier people, more opportunity, like, cool friends, that, like I said, it took 2.5 years for me to have a brain as an adult to, like, speak.
You've always been a friendly person. You've always been a friendly person.
I don't remember the way that I was, you know, with you.
But I mean, in general, you just have that sense about you that you were always friendly, you were always giving, but you were giving at your own expense. Like, you weren't taking yourself into consideration, you were just always trying to please everyone.
Oh, really?
I think so.
But I'm so socially inept, I feel like the first year was the hardest. Maybe 1.5 years. I felt like I had a mean tendency where I definitely was mean to the wrong people that just wanted to help, and I never had, like, this honesty.
You were self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
You were sabotaging yourself.
I never had someone be honest with me because they just loved me that much. Never had someone like, hey, your therapist told me that I'll call you out on your bullshit. So I am, so that way you can grow and stride and blossom. Mm-hmm. Not just like, oh, I'm telling you this to hurt your feelings. And because of that, my brain kept rewiring itself where I'm like, I know exactly what I want in life, you know.
Which is?
A YouTuber and a performer, or like eventually go to school to, you know, play with animals and take care of them, you know.
That's your future.
I want to make a lot of money so I can give lots of presents to people. Yeah. And like yeah, it's like a Christmas parade, you know.
You still like to give. You're still a giver.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so yeah, this Christmas was amazing. I surprised like 8 people. Like 8 people. And I like surprised them with boxes, and I surprised a household full of presents. I just like was walking around town doing Christmas caroling, candy. It was just great. It was like the best Christmas I've ever had, and it was so much fun finally having the free choice of being a giver.
Well, you like to make people happy, but now you're not abused
Right.
when you're making people happy as much, right? You're not being taken advantage of.
Right. And I forget what that's like. It's so weird because the whole time I was driving around with me, I was like, this is so weird. Adler was like,
being back in your hometown.
yeah, it's like so weird because
What was that like for you when you drove into town?
I am a different human. So it's so, it was so weird because it looked worse to me. Okay, and I've had like people I was talking to. They're just like, it's none of my business, but what is up with this?
How did that feel, to feel like things were worse? Or that you saw it in a different way now that you've matured and now that you're more...
I didn't belong there at all. Even just driving around like my high school, you know, and explaining like the sad stories. I didn't belong here at all, and I feel like the Creator had a 20-year-long plan for me. Like, I was supposed to grow up around my aunts and uncle and my cousins and, you know, just have rad memories with them. But I was put to the test, and then I was able to have this beautiful life. And I did not fit in there at all because I want to be able to make all these plans and, you know, go places and not just be stuck from point A to point B to point B to point A. You know, I just feel like that's not where I was supposed to like be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But grandparents are more important, you know.
Yeah, you sacrificed some
Mm-hmm.
to take care of Grandma.
Yeah, well, I feel like I sacrificed everything
You
that I
wanted
had.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to. And that was nice, big, huge for you to do that. You said that you wanted to be honest about drug use or,
Yes. Yes.
okay.
So you knew I was high as a kite right when I came into your office. You're like, are you tired or
Which time? Would that have been in the beginning or at the end?
like
After
towards like the
Grandma
middle?
passed, the
Like-
middle?
Yeah.
So we started meeting in May of 2017.
So I feel like it was like
Were
October.
you taking pills?
Yeah, like painkillers. Yep.
I think you told me that.
Yeah, I
You
remember
told
that.
me,
I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
You kept my like you definitely, you know how to just keep stuff to yourself. You know, because that's not cool. But like you're the only person where like it's not really cool for me to like to be doing that, you know, but like you understood it, and I had family members that just understood, you know, the one thing that gives you hope, and it's not fucking cool at all. And not living my life for so long for that to be the worst of the worst, and like I really just don't care anymore. If I'm being honest, there's nothing else you could say that's gonna, you know, shake my confidence, you know. And it's crazy for me, like being dressed up, you know, doing my makeup, showered, and back then, you know, it was a hot mess. Just gobbling pills, snorting them. I didn't shower. I didn't change my underwear.
Wow.
It was not a good time.
I didn't realize the extent of the drug use.
Yeah, it was like, because I didn't care because I didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just
Aw.
at all, you know, so. Yeah.
What about the body dysmorphia? What were you thinking about that? That was part of your...
I still struggle with that to this day. Okay. So, like, the body dysmorphia, that was probably because I was overweight and it was hard to shake off the weight. Yeah, I fell in love for the first time. And, you know, I didn't realize that you don't have to be physical with someone. Well, like, the way that they hold you and hug you can really cure body dysmorphia. That's how it worked for me. But he is worse. And I am, you know, better off, you know. But yeah,
Who's worse?
He's worse, and like, you know, I'm better, like, right as of right now, to
The
the point.
person that you were in the relationship with?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the person I was in a relationship with,
Okay.
and I still struggle a little bit just because, I think maybe because I was just obese for so long, but I feel like I've come a long way with, like, my weight loss, but, like, at the same time, it never feels like it's enough. And I wish I had, like, chicken legs, like other girls, you know. And so, but for, like, 2 solid years, or, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, I hated myself, like, because of what I went through. So, yeah, Nate, you can turn off the camera so I can tell her. I was honest about all of that.
That she was abusing you that way.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. Yeah, where would we go from here? I mean,
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that must have been really hard. That took a lot of courage for you to say that.
yeah, it did, and I've only talked about it twice because it's embarrassing and humiliating, but I figured you'd still want to do Zoom and still talk.
Of course.
Because I've only talked about it twice since when I moved. But of course it needs to happen because I wrote on here, like, relationship problems. Like, I kind of messed it up with what happened to me, on top of every time I'm in a relationship, my feelings get hurt really bad, and then my self-esteem goes really low, and I just definitely need to heal from this in order to be sure of myself,
Absolutely.
how I want a man to treat me.
So where are you at with your relationship with her now? Non-existent?
I
You
don't
plan
talk
on
to her.
ever-
I don't want to talk to her for the rest of my life.
Does she try to, how does that feel to be able to say that, one, and then two, to just get to that point in your life, to be able to say that?
It feels good that, like, I actually have the power where I'm able to, like, whatever I do, it's my choice. And I never have been able to do that at all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I felt like I had a choice because, like, I know exactly what grandpa and grandma need. But, like, because that's all I knew, where it was, like, all these life lessons I had to learn in 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's just to be like, okay, I'm very sorry about that. You know, I'll fix that. And fess up to, like, stuff they might have done wrong. But killing people with kindness, you know, and just so, like, that's the end of the conversation. But no, I will not do that. You know what I mean? And to set boundaries, and you know what I mean?
Can you pause that first? Will it be before you come back?
I don't know. Because it's a lot of stuff for, like, the only people I want to see. They want to get the fuck out of here. You know, because they're just, it's the same toxic people, the same argumentative people. I'm like, okay. You know, and so it would just be greater if it can just be continuing, like, series where, like, my family moved over here. Or, like, you know what I mean? And it just, like, it's so bright where I live, and it's complete opposite of where and, like, he'll tell you, like, like, it's, like, complete opposite of, like, where we live, because it's just, like, cornfield after cornfield or cornfield. Although I'm surprised it didn't smell like cow shit. I need to, you know what I mean? Because my cousin was just like, make sure you tell your cameraman to go like this, you know. You know, but I don't know, it's like different, but it's still like worse. But like it looks the same because like, you know, summer is coming, but like worse at the same time.
So you didn't see Mom and you don't plan on it?
No, I don't plan on seeing her.
And does she know that you were visiting?
Nope. When I came to visit my family members, they kept the privacy, or like it was like, no, stay for a couple hours. And then it was like, I was able to visit, but they kept my privacy where they promised they wouldn't say one word to her.
Okay.
So
Good.
yeah.
So how did you get clean?
And like I feel like, of course, you know, narcotics, you know, pills can get addicting, but I feel like I'm not making an excuse because if I did it, I motherfucking did it, right? At the same time, I just feel like it's an addiction because I don't remember ever withdrawing. You know, I just got out of that situation, and then I just really got into like my spirituality to like really heal me. Where like every time I was done with church, I would just cry and say thank you to God above and say thank you to my family members every time. That's basically, yeah, that I'm safe. I was overwhelmingly happy that I was safe. So
Feels good. And now you have your own apartment and your own car and wow. Did you ever see yourself there 2 years ago?
No, I definitely.
I did, but I'm glad that you.
Wait, you did?
I did. I knew you had it. I knew you could do it. I knew you had to get out of there.
It was definitely my first move, especially like when, like fish out of water, fresh out of the pit. It was like, and my aunt was just like, "Oh, you're gonna make so many friends. Your future's so bright. You're gonna just, you know, blossom." You know, like, I'm not gonna make any friends. Nope.
Did that happen? Did you blossom?
Yes, like, but like, I'm so humble. I'm like, you're too kind. Or like, yes, it did happen. Okay, it's really weird just to say that.
Good. Let it sink in. You deserve that.
I thank you. Well, you deserve the job that you have. You kept me alive. Okay, because definitely after my grandma passed away, just to pass the time. I remember watching Netflix. So it was just me and my grandpa watching TV, smoking cigarettes, and then I would just daydream about suicide until I moved, you know. So.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that things are going better for you. Really am.
Well, thank you.